If you hear Museum Bank Indonesia, what comes to your mind? For me, of course, it's about how Indonesian money used to look like and the history of Indonesian money. The Bank Indonesia Museum is a recommended place for you to learn about the history of Indonesian money in the past and how Bank Indonesia went through time. So, let's take a look at the history of the Bank Indonesia Museum. First of all, we will discuss spices in Indonesia. Before the existence of currency in Indonesia, the beginning of economic development in Indonesia was the occurrence of trade between continents and between countries. In ancient times, Nusantara sailors, or what we know as ancestors, crossed the ocean to bring spices from Indonesia. Nusantara spices have been popular since thousands of years ago. Popular spices of the archipelago at the time were cloves, nutmeg, pepper, and cinnamon. Nusantara spices played an important role for many countries because at the time these spices were difficult to obtain and only Indonesia had these spices. So, Nusantara spices were popular at the time, or the term many countries were looking for these spices. The Nusantara expedition has a long history with different spice trade leaders in ancient times such as Marco Polo, Admiral Cheng Ho, and others. What does just bank it mean? Let me explain. Just bank it means that the Netherlands established a bank to manage its finances. Governor-General van Imhoff decided to establish Batavia Bank van Lening based on a resolution of August 20, 1746. Unfortunately, the bank was difficult to develop because the board did not understand the trade and activities rivaled by FRC officials. The next Governor-General Mosel established Bank Current on September 1, 1752 and merged it with Bank van Lening to form Bank Current in Bank van Lening. Next, I will discuss Bank Indonesia through time, such as the Dutch East Indies period and the Japanese occupation period. In 80s, the Dutch Empire took over the Dutch East Indies from the VOC, and Governor-General Johannes van den Bosch implemented forced cultivation to replenish the state coffers that were depleted due to the Java War. During the Japanese occupation, the Japanese military not only carried out duties as soldiers, but the Japanese military also issued invasion money. The amount and variety of money in circulation increased because the Javanese bank money and Dutch East Indies government money were still valid. Next, we will discuss Ori and Orida. Ori, or Uang Republik Indonesia, came into effect in October 1946. The first denomination of Ori was 100 rupiah, but many problems hit, such as the difficulty of circulation, rampant counterfeiting, and disruption of money printing. In addition, the demand for small denominations far exceeded the available money because the war atmosphere made it difficult to circulate Ori. Some regions issued Orida or regional Ori. During Period 1, Indonesia was a modern country. Period 1 lasted from 1953 to 1959. Indonesia was the easiest country to be immediately confronted by various problems, such as in 1958. Almost half of government spending was used to restore domestic security. In fact, revenue was very limited, especially in 5 export commodities, one of which was rubber. In a guided economy, state banks had to be subservient as instruments of revolution. To be in line with the ideals of the revolution, the Bank Berjuang Sabang to Merauke deliberation was organized. This concept led to the integration of government banks and culminated in the formation of a unitary bank under the name Bank Negara Indonesia. From 1966 to 1983, the economy was the direction of the country due to regime changes, especially from guided democracy to the new order. At the end of guided democracy, the financial inflation rate in Indonesia reached 650%. Government banks were empowered as agents of development by disbursing Bank Indonesia liquidity loans with low interest rates and like terms. In addition, state banks were empowered as development agents and intermediary institutions. Public funds were raised with high interest rate time deposits and price savings programs, both of which were replaced by the Tabanas and Pasca programs on 20 August 1971. At the beginning of independence, Indonesia's monetary conditions were very poor due to the many types of money in circulation. One of them was the circulation of around 4 billion rupiah worth of Japanese money in Indonesia territory. Monetary conditions worsened when NICA, with the help of the Allies, occupied major cities in Indonesia, took control of Japanese banks and circulated Japanese rupiah from these banks. At the same time, the DJB returned and circulated the DJB Federal Series money, which further worsened Indonesia's financial condition. So, that was my trip to the extraordinary Museum of Bank Indonesia. That's all from me. Thank you. Bye-bye.